if your head is above the horizon, you're going to be criticized. There are also, I think, decisions that have been made, most notably taking on the management of Brookhaven National Lab, though that didn't get the most attention, I think. But that was the riskiest of anything. You gotta have tough skin to do a job like this one. You just gotta have tough skin, because people see it from their own perspective. They're not going to see everything the way you see it. I think it's enormously important for presidents to listen to other views, respect other views. A president doesn't have to win every time. You know, other people need to win some too. But you're going to have criticism. There are going to be people who don't like what you do, whatever you do. Mm-hmm. And if there's not anybody you're not liking what you do, you're probably not doing your job right. So I think you have to have tough skin, and I have tough skin, and you know, you just accept it as they have the right to criticize. And there are times when inaccurate things have been, you know, published or said or whatever, and that irritates me. But hey, you know, it happens. That's the way of the world. Well, we have finished 2 5-year plans. I think this is a very good 5-year plan. And this is the most ambitious. The first 2 were sort of fix-it plans, and this is who we're going to be in the future. And what I've tried to do is give a good foundation for it, so that as things move forward, at least, you know, it's not, it's stable at the base. And one has to, you know, there comes a time that it's time. I think this is really the right time for me to leave. I think that, as I said, we're at the beginning of a new stage, and that I've done the most important work I could do here. And I think everything's going to be just fine. I think the opportunities, you know, once you start rolling the rock up the mountain, it gets easier when there's some momentum, and I think Stony Brook really has momentum. Yeah, there are a lot of things. I mean, what has happened in the 5-year plans in the past is we've gotten everything done that was in them. Mm-hmm. And I'm assuming that will happen again. I'm also assuming that the 5-year plan is not all that will happen. And my examples for that would be things like Brookhaven, Southampton, Stony Brook, Manhattan. That I tried for many years to get a place that Stony Brook could have offices to meet with alumni and so forth in other university space in Manhattan, and couldn't. And we ended up getting our own space, and it, you know, it's invaluable in terms of not only the classes that are given there, but alumni meetings that happen there, and board meetings that happen there, and conferences that happen there. It's our face to Manhattan, where a lot of donors live. And, you know, those things were not part of the 5-year plan. So I think it gives you sort of the basis, but other new stuff will happen here during the next 5 years or 4 years. It's a very exciting time for this university. If we can get through this financial crisis, and I think we have worked very hard, we being all of the administration, to make it as painless as possible, particularly for students. We get through this and we'll move forward. I think the fact that the world now recognizes that Stony Brook is one of the top 2, now it's 1% worldwide of universities, that we're ranked 147th out of, I don't remember how many universities it is, but the fact that we are at the very top internationally of universities, and people know that the students who are coming here are so strong, and you know, there's a big difference. We managed to increase enrollments diversity and SAT scores simultaneously and dramatically. And that's pretty unusual. And I think the potential was here. I think now people know about it. Now it's going to be easier and easier to build on that great strength. And I think that's what I'm proudest of. Oh, sure, millions of them, of course. You know, there are all sorts of things. There are opportunities you would have loved that didn't happen. There are donations that you hoped for that haven't gotten here yet anyway. There are times that you get greatly frustrated that things don't move more quickly because, you know, universities move at a glacial pace, and I'm not the most patient of people. I want it to happen now, you know. So sure, there are lots of regrets. One thing that has happened is that I, you know, love this place. I don't feel it's just, as I said, an intellectual exercise of great interest, but it has my heart. It was very hard in many ways to adapt coming from Queens to Long Island. It wasn't so hard coming from Washington to, you know, New York City to Queens. But that was hard for me because there's a kind of Long Island attitude.
I agree. I'm from Queens.
Yeah. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So that was hard. And, you know, I've certainly, I think, adapted to that. I do believe that that Stony Brook, and I have worked hard at this. When I first came here, a long time ago, I said to be a great national university, we must be a great local university. And at that time, everybody thought I was nuts. I mean, what did that mean? Because nobody was talking about economic development or how you give back to your community, but I knew we had to be in very tight with the Long Island community. And I think that has changed, and that they realize we are the only research university on Long Island, in fact, including Brooklyn and Queens. We are the only tertiary care hospital in Suffolk County, which has 1.5 million people. There are ways that we have to serve this community, our arts programs, our athletic programs, our advice to businesses, our working and spinning off businesses that end up here in Long Island. All that's enormously important, and now everybody gets it.